When you're in charge of making $27 million in one day with exporting and importing, do you get hard? We're here tonight at Brandon Theaters watching Get Hard with Will Ferrell, Kevin Hart. To see last week's review, go ahead and click the logo down there in the corner. Sorry, Mike, I sometimes am an asshole about that and makes your editing a little hard. One thing I'm gonna say that I really enjoyed about this movie, it wasn't your typical Will Ferrell bullcrap, stupid Anchorman, Talladega Nights stuff. There's actually some thought went into it. There was actual smart comedy into it. And the racism. This movie is racist, stereotypical, every single thing you can think of with anything involving any culture or race, they're in it. And what's funny is when they're making fun of it, you're kind of like, that's real. Also, the contrast of it too, in the beginning shot shows like Beverly Hills, rich and pretty, and then down there in the ghetto and the poor area of like what the difference is, like what the rich man's doing, what the poor guy's doing. I like the contrast. And then the rich man, poor man, forced to meet, form a bond, thicker the blood. Is the movie something special? No, not at all. Is it funny? Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. So it's a typical rated R movie. You've got language, nudity, crude stuff, racism, stereotypes, anything in between you can think of. Don't bring kids. I can't stress that enough. There's some just graphicness to it, and if you bring your kids, then you're a terrible parent and you have no soul, and there's a special place in hell for you. Things I liked about this movie, Will Ferrell actually is being funny. It's not like his usual, I'm trying to be funny. Like, I had some hopes with Land of the Lost, and I think the funniest part was Matt Lauer can suck it, and that was it. Other than that, movie was terrible. Same with Talladega Nights. The only thing from that is if you're first, you're last, or whatever, But this one, he's funny. Like, you like Will Ferrell. He is your working collar guy that's like, I don't know what any of this stuff means. To get thrown into that world of, street smarts from Booksmart, I like the contrast. I enjoyed that. It was funny to see the stereotypes in Will Ferrell's characters, like, why can't we all get along? Things I didn't like is the quote-unquote racism. Really, it's more stereotype than it is racism. Racism is where you just feel your race is superior than other races, to where this one is just, you're black, so you're a gang member, you're Mexican, you're a worker. They just kind of do stereotypes, when really, when you think about it, it's just day-to-day. It's not really, anything in between there. The other thing I didn't like about this movie is when certain things were happening to the characters, like example, when they get wet in the ocean and when they come out, they're not really wet. I'm thinking, you just went into the ocean, you're getting on the boat, you're supposed to be soaked, but you're kind of like just a casual. That was refreshing. The gay community can't complain because they get an applause in this movie. All in all, because last week I forgot it, I give Insurgent an 8, by the way, because I forgot it last week. I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. It's nothing special. The story is kind of more of a little thinker. If you think about it, if you can get past the crude, raunchy, stuff, there is a message in there that you should probably treat people, fair, like how you want to be treated. It is funny. I did laugh a lot. That's why it does get a 7. The acting, it's nothing special. I mean, is it a go-see movie? Sure. You want to laugh, have a good time with your friends? Do it. Leave your kids at home. Don't bring them. Why would you bring them? To see what the other inmates had to say, let's get hard for that.
I thought it was funny. I loved Will Ferrell's dry delivery of most of his lines. It was like worse than Stranger Than Fiction. It's like he's trying to be something that he is not, which was kind of funny, but at the same time you're just like, oh my gosh. Kevin Hart is really funny, and I think that this is a really unlikely combination of actors that you throw together, and I think that's what made it work, was that you have this tall, like, awkward kind of white dude and this short little black man, and they made it work together. It was funny. I did like Craig T. Nelson in this movie, but I really like Craig T. Nelson in a lot of things. The story was kind of cliche that you kind of could figure out. It was very predictable. You figure it out very quickly in the movie, but the shock value and the jokes that were made in the movie make the movie.
I thought this movie was really funny. I was walking in it thinking it's another Will Ferrell movie. I'm not a big fan of his movies, mainly because I roll my eyes a lot, and I guess that's just who I am. I know a lot of my family loves these movies, and I've always been the one that's kind of like, I don't need to see it, so I won't. But I mean, I enjoyed this one. I was laughing a lot, and I'm pretty sure I laughed louder than most people that sound like it. I mean, that's what I kind of wanted from this movie, is I wanted to laugh. I wanted to have a good time. When you have that rough week, you're looking forward to a movie that make you laugh, and I did. I felt like I got my laugh out, and I had fun with it. This movie had a lot of things that I rolled my eyes on, though. I mean, there were several parts where I was sitting there just rolling my eyes going, oh, can we just get this over with? But that's just me. I expected that with the Will Ferrell movie. I will say I enjoyed it. I will say that I would see this again. I do not think it's a kid movie at all. If you let your kids see this, rethink your thoughts afterwards and see if that was a good idea.
You'll have plenty of time in that special place in hell.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a good comedy since 22 Jump Street. If you love humor, go see it. If you love Will Ferrell, go see it. If you don't love Will Ferrell, go see it. The story was a little bit obvious, even though we wouldn't suggest a kid to go see it. A kid could barely figure it out.
The story was predictable, funny, and shocking at times. I know Craig T. Nelson from Parenthood, so it's kind of interesting to see him play this crooked business guy uttering an F-bomb. And yeah, he's this mature grandfather of the whole family in a TV show, so interesting to play a different character. It wasn't the first time I've seen him play it. If you've ever seen Terminator 2 with Tom Hanks. As everyone else has been saying, there's nothing special about this movie, but all Will Ferrell fans will love this movie, and they'll add it to their Will Ferrell Blu-ray Marathon collection.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give this and why?
I give this a 6. The reason I don't go any higher than that is the story was too predictable, but the 6, all primarily for the laughs. Got a good laughs out of this. These two comedian actors are at their best in this movie for what it was.
Comedy-wise, I would say 8. Story, a 6, maybe a 7, just because the comedy added to it a little bit. So yeah, it was nice. It was a more fresh movie for Will Ferrell, I should say. Something provocative, but something witty, a little charming.
I'm going to give this movie a good 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I laughed. Can't give it any higher than that because it's, like I said, I was rolling my eyes at a lot of parts, but I did enjoy the movie. So I give it a 7 out of 10. Good movie.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 6 because it is a typical movie. You don't really have to go see this movie. You don't have to buy it. You can Redbox it. Like, this is not a movie that you need to own. It's not something that I would just want to rush out and see.
If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Like this video, favorite it, share it, like us on Facebook. What is your favorite Will Ferrell movie? Besides this one, mine was Stranger Than Fiction. I really enjoyed that movie. It was pretty good. Him and Maggie Gyllenhaal, not bad. Not bad. Way to go, Will Ferrell. And as always, we're letting you know before you go, at Brendan Theaters. What did you think of this movie? Sorry. What did you think of Get Hard? Did you get hard? Want to know. Thoughts, opinions, feelings. Did you get hard?
What?
Ferrell.
I don't even know what John Mayer is. I've never heard of him. I was right there with Craig T. Nelson, like, I don't know who he is either. Same bar level.
You just called Cameron a bitch?
Higher pitch.
Oh, higher pitched.
Yeah, I didn't call you a bitch, Cameron.
It sounded like he called you a bitch.
I know Craig T. Nelson from... Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just listening to your...
Well, quit gritting. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You don't play dumb. I know you, Jeff. I know you. Yeah.
Craig T. Nelson, you're on the same level with him with John Mayer.